Are on June the 8th. Yay, June the 8th. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's supposed to warm up today here. So it's we might get our summer sooner or later. But all is good, right? So there's a lot, man, in those Proverbs today, Proverbs 16, 17, 18. There was a lot of good stuff there. I love that about the grandchildren are the crown of the elderly and the glory of children is their parents. I always like that one. And because I'm a granddad now, grandpa. Wow, grandpa, how'd that happen? Anyway, there's a couple of proverbs here though that deal with testing, and one of them, Proverbs 17, a crucible is for silver and a furnace is for gold, but the Lord tests the heart. And I don't know what it was like for you growing up, but for me growing up, I hated tests. I hated exams, hated those things. We would cram just so that we could pass, so that we could go on to the next level. It was a terrible attitude towards tests, and I don't know if it was a failure to understand their purpose or whether it was a failure of teachers to teach us the purpose, but we always saw a test as a necessary evil to move to the next level. Whereas the test is really just to see whether a student has gained enough knowledge um, to understand the next step, the knowledge that will be given in the next step. So if you're building a house, you want to test that foundation, make sure that's a good solid foundation, because the house that you're going to build on it needs to be set on that foundation. And if it doesn't have that foundation, then the house will be ruined. And so it is with education. If you don't gain enough knowledge at one level, you go to the next level and you're going to struggle to understand it. So a student who's going through an exam who comes out with 60% is not going to fare as well as a student who came out with 99%. That the student with 99%, if they've actually learned it and not crammed it and not cheated, but have actually acquired this knowledge over the year and knows how to apply it, when they go to the next level and they are given more knowledge to be built on what they've already received, they will do well. But the student who got 60% probably also got 60% because they crammed. And in cramming, what they're doing is they're trying to retain for a short period of time information enough to pass an exam to move on to the next level, and they haven't actually acquired that knowledge. And so give it a month or so later, and they would probably only get a 40% on that same exam. They're going to struggle. So we go through seasons and stages, and it's the same thing in our relationship with the Lord, is that it's a constant building process. We are constantly learning. We are a creature who's been saved, who's been redeemed, and we're at a starting point. And he changes our heart, he changes our mind so that we have the capacity to gain the knowledge of him, so that we can know his, in knowing his ways, we will know our God. In understanding his ways, we will know our God. His ways, the way he does things, his rules, his actions, everything are his ways. They reveal who he is, and we gain knowledge, and that's what it's all about, is getting to know Yahweh, getting to know Jesus Christ, getting to know the Holy Spirit, gaining, so we have confidence, and it's all about relationship. It's not about anything that he needs from us. It's not about anything that we can achieve for him. It's about the relationship. The Father is looking for worshipers who worship in spirit and truth. He's looking for worshipers. He's looking for people. He just enjoys us. He loves us. He enjoys us. He wants us to enjoy him. So that's the whole key here. It's not about doing good works. It's not about all these. Those are just fruits that come out of the relationship. But it's all about the relationship. And so he will test our level of knowledge about him. Lessons that he has taught us. He will test. And it's not so that He can see whether we've learned it. It's so He can reveal to us that we've learned it. Because when we have the confidence that we know this thing, we can move on to the next lesson and build upon that. And what's really important is for us to have the confidence to understand that we know this stuff. We know that He is good. We know that nothing is impossible. We know that all the work, everything that had to be done was completed there on the cross. And to know that we are significant to Him. That we are significant here. These are all lessons, and there's so much more, but these are important key lessons that we learn, because as we learn these, we're able to flow in His system, flow in the kingdom system, flow according to His ways, flow according to His rules, flow according to His laws. This is what's so important. So when He tests us, it's really a good thing. It's so that we can move on, that we will know, okay, yes, I know this, and we can move on to the next thing. It's really good. It's really good that He does that. He does that for us, and celebrate it. Don't be afraid of it. Celebrate promotion in the kingdom. Don't be afraid of it. It's a good thing. It's God recognizing in us that we've been faithful in these things, so He gives us more. And that's exactly what we want. We want a life that pleases our Father. So you be blessed today. Be encouraged. Just exist in Him. Flow. Rest. He's done all the work. Just rest and let everything come out of that place of rest. Have confidence in Him, in all of His promises. It's going to be a glorious day.